Welcome to Attican Plays Surviving the Aftermath. All right, hi, this is Attican, and welcome to a new series of Surviving the Aftermath. There was just a new update put out called the Outposts update, and so I thought that warranted another look at Surviving the Aftermath. So what we're going to do is take a look at those changes and then do some gameplay, seeing them in action. All right, first let's look at the notes from the devs and just kind of walk through the changes real fast. First one is we'll now start to run into other colonies out there. You can see here in this example they've got a couple of them, and what that's going to do when we have trade centers is allow us to set up trade routes between our colony and these other colonies in order to get goods into our colony that we need. And so we'll see how that works, and we'll just see. We'll see. Second thing is that because the world map can be kind of I think people are giving feedback that it's very tedious and long and grinding to try to get to deal with the outer world and move your specialists back and forth all the time. So what they've done now is set up this deal where you have this outpost receiving bay, so to speak, in your colony, and you can build an outpost out on the world map, and then your specialists can drop off goods here and they're automatically taken back to your colony. So we'll see that in action. They've also built a whole bunch more specialist good. Sorry, it'll probably be great. I mean, they'll have different personalities. They'll look different. If you're into the eye candy, great. Another one for eye candy is the outer world map. They've also, made it more realistic looking. Put in some old broken down roads. They've made the areas where their cities have more buildings in them, that are torn up. So they kind of give you a little more eye candy and put in more mountains and more terrain, that kind of stuff. And then they also did a lot of balancing, which I think is probably the big thing that most of us who've played the game see a need for. They've got it set so that, first of all, your birth rate is lower. Your survivor group sizes have been toned down so you don't get, 28 people coming into your colony at once and just blowing you up. They also made water towers cheaper so that they're more of an option. And, so that you're not just spamming wells all over the place. They made the water towers drain more slowly and are cheaper to build, so now they're a viable option for use for your water needs, particularly when you're getting ready for a catastrophe that's going to cause your water intake to increase. And then they've rebalanced the metal and concrete and plastics and fibers so that you can keep up a bit, and so that's all good. They've added some graphs into the resources. Haven't figured out what I'm going to do with those yet, but we'll see. So anyway, that's kind of the main change. Mainly outer world stuff, a little bit in the colony with the balancing, and let's go play a bit and see what those mean in the real game. All right, so we're going to start a new game, and as usual, we'll hide the tutorial stuff, and then we're going to make everything hard as possible. So we'll play 100% difficulty, and we'll use our usual banner, the blue background with the Attican crown on the front or on top of it, and then our colony name. Let's call this one. Well, I like the one 4 Mile. That has some meaning to me. So rather than scroll through, I'll just type it in. And then the let's see. We use suck it up. We use deal with it. So now the third thing I used to tell my kids all the time is do it now. So suck it up, deal with it, do it now. So we'll be do it now for this run through. All right, so let's go. So first, let's see what this means to us. There are changes to the tech tree because of the changes that we just looked at. So food looks identical, production looks identical. Colony looks identical. Security looks the same. So here's the change. Exploration, it used to be just bartering and disaster, I believe. Now we've got these frontier outposts, which as we said, you can set up. They're dropping resources at the outpost. They're automatically transferred back to the colony. One outpost depot can support a single outpost. So in other words, we would have matching sets of a resource drop in our colony and an outpost out in the world, and those sets would talk to each other. So we're going to have to research a few things to get to that. So here we go. Now, everything else looks kind of the same, of course. Let's see this map just a quick look around. We still can't scroll all the way up. Please. Love to be able to look at the whole map and not have to scroll around and get lost. But anyway, look. Okay, we've got our metal chunks and our plastics over here to our east, or the right of the screen. So we'll go out there. We'll do our extractions maybe here. I think it's going to look like a lot like our usual one, because this map kind of just lends itself to the build we did before. So I won't change much. I'm not very creative, so I won't change very much. Got some water way up here for fishing, but that's way up there. We won't be fishing for a while. All right, we've got some decent fertile land right here. I'm not seeing a little way out here. All right. Well, we know, though, the first thing we have to do is deal with this -8 water, or we'll lose all our people right off the bat. So we need a well. And I will say this. Before they read the notes on the update, I was going to use a strategy. I was going to call it Honey's Wells. So Honeywell is another YouTuber who wrote comments on my videos saying that, you can just spam water wells, and as long as you keep and set your production to double the consumption, then you're all set for any catastrophe. That is true, and that's how I used to play. And I had come up with a variation of that. I was going to call Honey's Wells in her honor. And those notes kind of tell me that I want to go back to using water towers. But at any rate, what I was going to do was basically put out wells that are highly efficient, because I don't like the idea of inefficient wells. It's a waste of resources. So if 15 is the best we can do, that would be 100%. And on this map, they're hard to find. It's hard to find a spot that's a 15. You have to go to fertile soil, which is precious, and you have to, kind of be in the middle of it, so to speak, where that ring is taking in a lot of good stuff. I did see, where was that one? There was a fertile land up here. Shoot, I've lost it. See, I hate the scrolling around and not knowing where I'm scrolling. It's really, for me, that needs to be addressed as quickly as possible. Give us a mini map. Give us some ability to see the whole map. Here we go. Here we go. We can get a 14. So we'll plop a well right up there, and we're just going to whoa. We're going to pause again. Go back down here and make sure that we're picking up what we need to get that well. So the well is going to cost us. See, I can't even find where I put it. I can't even find where I put the damn thing. All right, so a well costs you 6 planks and 10. We're good. We'll just have them go build that. Go build that. Don't do anything else. Just go build that well. All right, so now we have a well, and we're overproducing by 6. So we're going to put in a water well as well. But first thing I want to do is set up 3 farms on fertile soil so we get good yield, and that can support our early population. So 1, 2, 3, beautiful. So early farming is a viable option. This game has those magic game farms that every few days produce crops, which can't beat that. Let's see if we can get a road out to it so we can harvest quickly. We'll have to walk right by that, which we may pay for. We'll find out. All right, let's get those farms built. And let's set up some gathering here. There we go. And set up some gathering here for food. And then let's do our usual. Let's do 3 quick crops of corn to get some food coming in, and then we'll switch one of them over. So people are sleeping outside on the ground. That's okay. They'll get over it. Now we've got some gathering set. We've got our 3 farms set. We've got water. In case there's a big catastrophe coming, we need to make sure we can store some water. I'd like to store it kind of out of the way, honestly. How about right there? That looks like a spot that isn't going to be useful for quite a while. And then we want to get, I am going to set that on low priority, because the next 2 things we need to get are our scrapper and a recycler. Actually, I'm going to, instead of priority, I'm just going to pause that construction, and let's get that, we'll get this built, and once we have enough stuff stored up for it, we'll get this built. Now, one thing I like, look at this. They're homeless and they're not happy. They won't work at a normal pace. So it probably would have behooved us to build homes for them earlier. So that's a nice change. So if that's true, let's just do that next. Let's give them homes. We'll give them temporary homes, emergency shelters to live in. It's going to take a couple of them to give everybody a home. We do have 2 children, but we can't build a school yet. We don't have the research, so. And this one here, we're actually going to need more plastics than we have. So this is going to have to be built first. So we've got a home for everybody but 2. They're going to have to suffer for a bit because we're going to need this first in order to get enough plastics to finish this one. And I think what I'd like to do to kind of control and direct what these people pick up, we'll build another one of these. I'm going to have this one focus on picking up wood. We're going to build another stockpile because they don't cost anything. And we'll put it on concrete. So we'll make sure we've got both of these things going on. So we'll put it right there. Okay. Food is getting low. All right, so we've got our plastics. What's it called? Recycler up, and so now we can harvest some plastic out here to get this other emergency shelter finished off. And when we do, then we'll go out here, finish our water tower so we're ready for a disaster or preparing for one, and then we'll work on the gate. So go, guys, go. So I will resume this build and let them put resources there as they have them. And you can see what we're short's the plastic, which will come from here, from this guy. Oh, we got one other thing. We're not quite. Well, we need two other things really. One for sure that we need is a medical tent right away. We need a medical tent in case we have injuries or radiation from walking around all this stuff or whatever. And we'll pause that one to make sure we don't put plastic on it. So we're one plastic short, so as soon as we get some work done here, and then there we go. She's out there hacking at the plastic right now, so we should see another plastic get created here soon. There we go. All right, now we've got the materials for our tent, and I'm going to say that it's more important to get this medical tent up than the water tower. And we're going to take our worker off the metals for now to have another builder. We can get this done a little bit more quickly. And this will kind of give us the basic how to survive right off the bat. A little bit of shelter, plastics and metal, gathering up, food, three small farms, which you can see are, they're up 80%. So we're kind of living off the berries right now, but that's fine. We can get away with that. And again, what we need is the plastic. So the plastics are holding us back right now. So as we play the game more, we'll figure out a nice build strategy for making this happen more effectively. See right here, we've got an infected person. They need medical care. So we need to get this done. Well, Archie is infected. We need to give Archie a place to heal. See, this one takes plastic, so I don't want to start it until this one has everything it needs. Okay, here we should get some plastic. There we go. Now we've got the plastics coming back. Let's see what these folks want to talk about. Dumpster diving. 2 colonists approach you with sparkling eyes. An old landfill has been found, probably by the stench. It's not too far away, although smells absolutely awful, blah, blah, blah. If we give them some tools and clothing, they'll have a higher probability of success and less chance of injury, or we can just let them go and take their chances. Let's give them what they want. And what they come back with? I think 4 clothes and 4 fun boxes. So the 4 clothes are great. The fun boxes, we can't do anything with them this early, and we lost 2 tools. So it's kind of a bit of a wash, a little bit of a gain maybe. We'll call it a success. Keep everybody's hopes up. All right, we've got that going up, so let's start construction on our water tower. And we've got somebody working here, and so we should be able to get our person healed. That's going, it shows it going on, the little bubbles coming up, but it shows nobody occupying it, so I'm not sure what that means. But it looks like we do have a person in there. Oh, here we go, now we do. And it's being treated, and good deal. They're healthy, we've got nobody else sick, so we're going to unassign that medical tent. These workers are precious up early. Oh, and we do need a warehouse. We need a warehouse to store the more advanced goods that we create later, which we'll get into, clothing and tools. But we'll build one thing at a time, focus on getting this done, make sure those precious plastics are getting over here to this guy. Still gathering, still gathering. Still gathering, but about out. All right, so that's done. So now we can resume our warehouse. Well, it's not done, but it's being built now. So we're +6 on the water, so we'll gather up additional water in that water tower, and that should, there we go. Now we should be in good shape if we get a pandemic or something that causes us, or a heat wave that causes our water consumption to go up. We still have metal, so we don't need that. Plastics are our holdback right now. We'll get those. All right, now we've got our warehouse, so now we can go ahead and build our gate. The gate will open us up to the rest of the world, and once we have that, we can start seeing people apply to become members of our society. Whoops, whoops, whoops. Okay. Oh, that's why we needed the warehouse. Those fun boxes we got on that little expedition. But we need it anyway, going down the road here real soon. Okay, a magnetic storm. Energy production shuts down. We don't care. We don't have any. Buildings might be damaged. Producing or consuming energy. We don't have any. So this should be pretty close to a non-event for us. We got lucky on our first problem here, so to speak. Our first challenge is an easy one. All right. One of the colonists approaches you, appearing more than a bit nervous. She says that she might be able to provide some clothing for the colony. Her grandmother used to teach her while she was a child, and she seems fairly confident that she still remembers how it goes. Do you trust her skills? Well, we'll try. We'll give her 3 fiber and see what she can come back with. Nicely done. We give her 3 fiber, and she makes 5 clothes out of them. Way to go, young lady. And our gate is already going up, so we're ready to contact the outside world here pretty soon. So we're at this little bit, you know, our tiny little 8 people, we're at a pretty good state of self-sufficiency for early on. We've got water, we're storing extra water, we've got enough food coming in from our 3 farms to feed everyone. We've got shelter for everyone, although it's not very good shelter. And we've got the ability to make metal and get metal and plastic as needed. So now we have a gate. Now, here we go. Here we go. People are going to start coming to see us. All right, our first one is, as usual, Platy. So we've got a group here, 1 adult, 1 child, plus Platy, a specialist. We definitely want the specialist, or we can't do any research or do anything. And they even brought food and tools and, oh wow, yeah, come on in. You are absolutely welcome. And that gives us Platy, so we can take our first look at the New World map. Okay, so we can see a road going out. That's new. And the road over here, but everything else looks pretty much the same. That's what we've seen before. But we're in a very flat area right here, so we wouldn't expect to see a lot of change. So let's take Platy and go find something we can explore right away. Ha ha! Bingo! That's what we were looking for. I'm just going to have her run around and look for research, but she found it already. Good job. And once I start this, these people will come on in and join us. We picked up tools and clothing. We got a little more labor. Hooray, hooray. And it doesn't look like we got any sick people, so that was great. All right, so Platy, why don't you do some research? All right, so we've got a couple hundred. We can start improving people's lives a little bit. So what we're going to do is go out to research, to tech tree, and first thing I'd like to do is get education going. We do have a couple of children, so I'd like to have the communal living also to give us a tenement rather than an emergency shelter. So we've got that. So we're going to, oh, do they have the same footprint? I don't remember if they have the same footprint. A tenement, it doesn't look like it has the same footprint. No, it's not as wide as this. Is it the same depth? Let's see. Looks like it is. So it looks like if I put a tenement right here, what I'm trying to do is just set up a little square of tenements. So I think I can build one right here and then tear this one down and build one right there back to back, and they'll fit without wasting space. We'll find out here in a minute. And what do we need? All right, this guy is no longer gathering, well, neither one of them are. Go get us wood. Go get us concrete. And get us some more research. All right, so she tapped that out. Let's go back and spend that research on education. Okay. And we want to put in a school. I think we'll put a school right there. What do we got? We got 3 children, so we'll get that one tenement done, and then I want to build the school. And we need to get our metal production back going. Because we're running out. Okay, there's our tenement going up. We'll build our school next, and we'll send Platty off to do some more scouting. She found us some fiber, which is very nice. Oh, it's plastic. Found us plastic, which is not. Oh, actually, that's what's kind of slowing us down. No, not really. Now we have more people. We can keep these two working, and we should be able to keep up with it pretty well. You know, we definitely need that metal production in order to get our school done. Oh, we've got someone infected, so we need to set up our tent. We need a medic. And this is our magnetic storm, which isn't, you know, again, it has. We're not in the electricity stage, so we kind of don't care. Components, very nice. She's finding nice stuff, and there's food here we could take back if we wanted to, but we're good on food. Our 3 farms are hanging in there nicely. So if we look at our checklist of survival, we've got our water's good and growing, good production of food, and now Platty wants to do something. I really want her to find us more research, but we've got some good stuff here. Let's go ahead and pick it up. Plus, we can see another piece of functionality. In theory, they say you can now click on the home, and it will automatically set her up to go home as she has movement points available. We'll see. All right, so our storm is over. As I said, that was kind of a non-event. We don't have electricity, so there wasn't a lot to worry about there. Got our school going up. That's going to take 1 worker, so we're going to start making some trade-offs again. A delirious colonist is carried into the camp. Something seems to have poisoned them, but they're unable to tell what. If you're willing to take the risk, a more intensive treatment might heal them quickly enough for you to locate the source of the poisoning. Well, we don't have an option to give him medicine, so let's take the risk. And basically, he can't remember what he found, or we can't find this rat he's talking about, so we just got somebody infected. But no giant problem. We'll get them healed. All right. Now, where we are going to have a problem is staffing now, because we don't have enough people. And you know what? Based on their notes, they say that the birth rate is not so ridiculous now. So I'm going to tear this thing down. And we are going to put in a shanty so that we can get some babies. And we'll just find out if the birth rate is ridiculous. My plan prior to those release notes was to actually just build tenements for everybody and keep that birth rate extremely low and be very conservative in our growth. But we need to find out what that birth rate's going to look like going down the road. So keep picking stuff up and go back. Okay, now we have a school, we have somebody teaching, we have 3 students in it, so we should get better educated workers down the road. Good deal. What do we need here? A little happiness bonus, some protection against radiation, a little tougher, good deal, and we'll get some babies out of this. So some lucky couple will get to live here. Looting local. A vehicle stuck in a crevasse. Go try. We picked up 3 components and got someone injured. No big deal. No big deal. That's a gain. We can. The injured person can be healed right here in our medical tent. We have no carriers though. That's less than ideal. And Platy's, of course, wasting all our turns picking up stuff. We could also argue she doesn't even need to be doing this right now because we don't need the components yet. That would probably be better if I wasn't even picking this stuff up. Just go look for more research. That would probably be better. All right, we've got enough to build a shanty. We'll take down that emergency shelter, replace it with a tenement. Yes, they do fit in there very nicely. Okay. Oh, we don't have a builder. A builder. Where are we? We're getting ahead on plastics, so we'll take someone off plastics to get this building done. So once we get this shanty, we'll actually have homes for everybody, and then this one will go up and we'll have a little excess. So we'll be able to take people in without worrying about the homing. So we could have home situation. So we probably could have done without this, but there's only 10 people. A shanty is what? 3. So this would give us 11. We're actually covered. We could have done without this one, but that's all right. Okay, bandit at the gate. What's he got to say? Oh. Okay, this guy would trade us research for plastic. You better believe it. We'll take the research. Okay. What can we do with it now? We could start our energy production. Don't want to get into this stuff yet. Let's see, what's our exploration? Oh, let's go, let's do this. Let's get bartering and frontier outposts so we can at least see what this looks like. All right, so we got this thing here called trade. So you can see here, as we encounter societies, we'll be able to set up trade routes with them. And of course, because we've got Platy out there slowly picking stuff up, hadn't found us anybody. And we haven't any more specialists want to join us yet. So we're kind of hurry up and wait mode here. Let's just keep going. Get this built. Do we keep picking this stuff up? Let's see if this works. So she can't quite get to 4 Mile in one turn. So I'm going to right click on 4 Mile. And I believe, we'll see if she automatically goes home. This will be a good test. Okay, we don't have any planks that we can be picking up. So let's go out here and pick up planks. And go out here and pick up concrete. What is... Alright, I must have not done that correctly because she did not go home. I had to send her, so nothing changed there. The only thing I saw change was I could actually start her back toward home by right-clicking on the base, which you actually couldn't even do before. But that, I will call that user error. I'll have to figure out how to make that work. Anybody know? If you know how, put it in the comments so we can all figure out how to do this. And let's keep going. Oh, we got, sorry, misread. We've got survivors at the gate. Let's see what we got. Hopefully we can pick up in our specials and get this thing moving a little bit. Here we go. Now we've got Lancaster, who's a decent attacker. Good, good. That's what we want. We want to be able to take out some of these bandits we find. We haven't found any yet, have we? All right, we're going to get a couple adults, some food, some tools, some more food. Good deal. Come on in. We need the people. We do have an injury, it looks like, but we've got a medical staff ready to help them. So we're in good shape there. We could send Lancaster out to do some scouting for us. All right. And let's see. I think right there is a good place to stop this first episode. We haven't quite we've seen the new technology in the tech tree and on this trade here, but we haven't actually been able to use it, but that's okay. I think that's going to happen real soon now that we have a couple of people looking out for us. We'll have people running around and finding those other colonies, and we'll get into that stuff in the next episode. So there we go. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope it'll help you become a better player. I hope you'll like, comment, and subscribe, and join us for our next Surviving the Aftermath videos.